All right, everybody good? All right, Coach, you want to go ahead and give an opening statement?
Hey, excited to take everyone you can get. Love the way we played defensively, special teams. I thought we lived in the backfield all night long. You know, obviously the turnovers were huge, especially early in the football game. Offensively, like a lot of the things that we did, just you know, stubbed our toe a bunch. Obviously, we can't have the turnovers. Got to find a way to get Mackenzie in a little bit better rhythm early. But at the end of the day, it's a dub, and we'll take it.
Questions?
Coach, last week the biggest criticism was the tackling of the defense. Do you feel they improved on that?
I absolutely did. I felt like we did a good job in space. The one unit really played well. I thought, you know, again, we created penetration much like we did last week, but I thought when the quarterback was in space, we did a better job on him.
What did you see from Milton out there? Seemed like he was late on some throws at times. And
really, I mean, some of our rhythm was just a little bit off. Just, you know, we had the false start, you know, got in some negative situations. Things that we didn't do in week one that we certainly did. You know, our penalties, we had way too many of them. And so we got in some negative situations. You know, down in the tight zone, we were forced into throwing the ball a little bit because of the box. And you know, didn't make the play. That's why we got to kick the one time. And then, you know, just the turnovers, just, you know, some decision making and us being on the same page. So a bunch of things that we can correct, and the good news is we'll get a chance to go back to work.
Is it encouraging to rack up over 550 yards with a game that Mackenzie had?
Yes and no. At the end of the day, it isn't about yards. You know what I mean? It's about wins. We certainly can play better. Absolutely. There were times that we were really efficient and got things going. We just didn't do enough of it consistently all night long. And at the same time, you know, I mean, give them credit. You know, defensively, they're a good football team and you know, did some positive things. So, but there's some areas that we can improve on.
Did you tell Mackenzie anything? Just struggling a little bit there early on? Or?
Yeah, just, you know, settle down, relax, and you know, do the everyday normal things at a high level. Don't feel like you have to be perfect. Don't press. And he maybe did that a little bit in the end of the first quarter, I felt like. And at the same time, you know, there's going to be nights where you're just a little bit out of rhythm, you know, getting your feet in the ground. And you know, so it's good to come away on a night like that with a win. It's good on a night like that to still move the football.
Do you have any reason to be concerned about Mackenzie going forward?
No, absolutely not. I mean, guys, he's a really good player. You know what I mean? He missed a couple throws, made some really good plays tonight too. So, you know, he'll come back and he'll be ready to go.
Let's talk about the crowd in the second.
Man, game ball to the student section. That's absolutely fantastic. You know, walking out to that first home game. That's the best student body section that I've seen anywhere I've been for an opener like that. So appreciate the energy and atmosphere that they created inside of that place. Going to need that from them as we continue to go down the rest of the schedule.
How hard is it to get a shutout and win against anybody?
Defense played really well. I don't care, you know, who you're playing, what they've been doing on offense. If you're shutting them down, you're doing a fantastic job. And I thought our eyes were probably better, more disciplined than making plays in space, like you talked about. Secondary's done a great job of creating turnovers and going and attacking the football. And that comes in part because of the tight coverage on the outside. Quarterback has to hold it a little bit longer. It also comes because you're creating penetration and getting after the quarterback up front. So I like the way those 11 guys played together tonight.
It seemed like you guys were able to get whatever you wanted with rushing the ball. With a number of backs, talk about your success on that.
I do think, you know, we got a deep pool of backs, all of them subtly a little bit different in their skill set, a lot of similar traits at the same time. They all ran vertical, they got their pads north and south. I thought they did a pretty good job of pressing the line of scrimmage tonight and delivering some of those double teams to the second level, which created some of that space and some of the big runs down the middle of the football field.
Josh, what kind of spark you got from the special teams? Otis Anderson's obviously a couple of returns on the
Yeah, it was huge momentum early in the football game. Cover unit's been really good. So, you know, we talk about three phases playing together every single week. We talk about special teams, the amount of time and energy and the type of athletes that we put out there on those units. That has to be one of the areas that we win every single week. And really like how that, you know, those four teams are coming together and the way they're playing.
Earlier in the week, you said you hope to get some guys some playing time. Did you get enough guys?
I mean, I really said every game unfolds, you know, differently, you know, and so as the game unfolds, you play it as it goes, you know, and you know, in the fourth quarter, we got an opportunity to get some guys in there on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Tristan Hill wasn't dressed. We didn't see him out there tonight. What is his status?
Just wasn't available tonight. He'll be back for next week.
Couple more here.
I know we don't know a whole lot about the weather next week, but I guess you are aware there's a storm out there in the Atlantic. What do you kind of know about that?
Not too aware of it. I mean, I've heard, and I mean, to me, this far away, you don't know what's going to happen. So you prepare and get ready to go play.
Coach, talking about Dave Davis is on the receiving.
Yeah, he did a really good job. He's been really consistent in his work habits since the day I've gotten here. He handles himself like a pro. I think McKenzie's got a lot of trust in him, and he's highly competitive to the catch. So big third down that he made on our sideline, and made a bunch of big plays throughout the night.
You talked in camp about how the secondary was really impressive early on, and you know, 3 more turnovers tonight, 3 interceptions. Talk about how they attacked the ball.
You keep creating negative plays, getting people in 3rd and long. You press the line of scrimmage and play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Get after the quarterback. You're going to have the opportunity to go after the ball in the secondary, and the way all 11 guys are playing together. You know, obviously that's led to a bunch of turnovers here in the first couple of weeks. Has to continue for us. You know, some of that comes from the tight man-to-man coverage, whether it's on the slots or the outside guys too, where quarterbacks got to pat the ball. So all those things kind of come into play together.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, guys.